Howdy howdy, my name is John, and this video is a celebration of my first year on Booktube. If you would have told me on June 5th, 2019, that exactly 1 year later I would upload 2 videos to YouTube, I would have offered you a ride to the state hospital. However, shortly after that, Murphy Napier and Daniel Green came into my life. As I started to watch more and more of their videos, YouTube gladly offered to me other booktubers such as Elliot Brooks and Reagan from Peru's Project. Ultimately, they offered me up a guy by the name of Mike from Mike's Book Reviews. And then, of course, the world went to hell in a handbasket. So I found myself really nervous, but also really excited. The most excited I had been in quite a long time. A few months ago, I saw the Booktube Birthday Tag on the channel PageswithPaige, and I decided then and there that I was going to do that tag when my time came around. The tag was created by Average Joe Reads, and I'll link both videos and channels in the description below. Question 1. How many years on Booktube are you celebrating? This is my first. Yippee! Question 2. What has kept you motivated to continue making videos? Well, let's see. Global pandemic. Nothing better to do. I actually did enjoy the reading. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Nah, nothing else. Question 3. What are 3 of your favorite videos you've made in the past year and why? The first one I want to mention is the double tag small booktuber tag that I paired with the Booktube Gratitude Tag. I had a feeling that when I made that one that was a special one, and I did really enjoy making that video. The next one I want to mention is the Halloween Favorites book tag. I really enjoyed that one. That one I actually got to be a little bit funny in that one, or at least people told me I was funny. So the last one is the Anything But Books tag. That was actually the first tag video that I was actually tagged for, so I appreciated Robin tagging me for that one. I also had a lot of fun making it. Question 4. What have you struggled with on Booktube in the past year, and how did you overcome that struggle? About January, I started to interact with more channels than really I could reasonably keep up with. I also had a really ambitious TBR. I wanted to read as many books as I could, and it really kind of burned me out a little bit. I wound up taking the month of March off, at least from Booktube. I was still reading. I actually had a really good reading month in March. It actually freed up a lot of the time that I was spending making videos and interacting with other channels. That month off really helped. I came back recharged. I've enjoyed the 2 months that I've been back. Question 5. Choose one moment from the past year on Booktube that you would love to relive. I've had so many great moments this past year that it's really kind of hard for me to just pick one. There's a lot of creative booktubers, and I've really enjoyed watching everybody's video. Question 6. Shout out a huge supporter of your channel. I'm going to mention 2 booktubers here, and really both of these, they watched my early videos and made comments on them, really when nobody else was doing it. I've mentioned Mark from Slowly Read many times on my channel. Like I said, we both started about the same time. He celebrated his first year on Booktube about a couple of weeks ago. The other one is Rose from Rose Above It Reads. She's no longer active. I don't think she's made a video in about 8 months or so. But here again, it was her early comments that really motivated me in the beginning to keep going. Question 7. What's the best book you've read in this past year? That's really a difficult question to answer because I have read a number of good, really great books in the past year. I'm actually going to go with Skeleton Key by Piers Anthony. This is the most recent book in the Zant series, which is my favorite series. I had a big grin on my face the entire time I read this. It did scare me a little bit toward the end because I was afraid Anthony was going to mess up the ending of this one, but it actually turned out to be the perfect ending. Question 8. Where do you see your channel in a year's time, and what do you hope to have achieved? I really don't know how to answer this question. I really don't know what the next year of my life is going to bring. I certainly hope to continue to improve on my presentation skills. I also hope to continue to improve on learning how to say what I'm thinking. Question 9. Tag someone whose anniversary is coming up. I'm going to tag 4 people for this set of questions, and each of the 4, I actually discovered them shortly after they uploaded their first video. The first one is Rob is Doing Things, and he uploaded his first video in July. The next one is Liz for Booking Out Loud. She uploaded her first video in August of last year. The next channel is Very Literary Carrie. She uploaded her first video in September of last year. And finally, I want to tag Beth Ann. She uploaded her first video in October of last year. I'm certainly looking forward to celebrating with each of them their first anniversary on Booktube. Now, I did my Small Booktuber plus Booktube Gratitude Tag on my 6th month anniversary, and I thought it would be a fun idea to repeat the Booktube Gratitude Tag. Now, for this version of the tag, I am not going to name any channel that I named in that first video. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I highly encourage you to go watch that video. Which booktuber has the best aesthetic? I look forward to every time I get to visit stately Vaughn Manor. I also enjoy the visits to rustic Vaughn Lodge. I'm talking about Michael K. Vaughn's channel. He's a fantastic booktuber, and I'm really enjoying his content. I was really rooting for Piers Anthony in his Read Every Book By challenge. The brave booktuber that Michael is got an equally brave result in reading every Stephen King novel. So I'm definitely rooting him on. Which booktuber has the best editing? Now, one of the hazards of doing a tag like this is that you have to leave people off the list. Someone who got left off the list last time was Jeremy Fee. Now, Jeremy Fee has to have the best pandemic-inspired booktube channel name that I've found yet. And really, he could have qualified for a lot of these prompts. I did pick him for best editing. If you've watched his channel, you know he makes extensive use of graphics, and he does a really excellent job at them. Which booktuber do you love watching for their personality? Now, I limited myself to 4 for this one. There's a lot of channels that I could have put in this category. The first one I want to mention is Hugo from Scientist Reading World. If you've seen his original tag videos, you'll know that Hugo is very creative. His book reviews and monthly wrap-ups are, of course, the same way. The next one I want to mention is Summer from Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. I was fortunate enough to be in a buddy read with Summer back in March. Summer's really great. Watching her video feels a lot like just kind of chatting with a friend. The next one I want to mention is Heidi from Heidi's Bookish Adventures. Heidi is from Estonia, and she puts in her videos information about her life in Estonia. Lastly, I want to mention Katja Read, Write, Create. Again, like I said with Summer, when I watch one of Katja's videos, kind of just feels like I'm chatting with a friend. Who has super original content? Now, the first channel I'm going to mention should come as a surprise to absolutely no one. This is Payvio from Attention. Pay's videos are the most original and most brilliant videos that I've ever watched. If you're not watching his channel, you're really missing out on a treat. The next channel I want to mention because she is doing something that I'm not seeing anyone else do. The channel is Danny's Day Off. Once a month, she takes a look at the book she purchased 1 year ago, and she looks to see whether or not she has read them. She takes the books that she has not read and she makes an effort to actually read those. She calls this her Project Unhaul, and I'm really enjoying that series of videos from her. One more channel I need to mention here is Jess the Book Freak. Jess does not just answer the questions when she does a tag video. She creates a whole skit around the tag video. She's also done a couple music videos, and I really enjoy watching Jess's channel. Who has the best reading vlogs? Now, I don't really watch reading vlogs very much anymore, but I did recently watch Jolene from Bookworm Adventure Girl, and she did a reading vlog about Salman Rushdie's Satanic Verses, and I really enjoyed watching that video. Who is the funniest booktuber that you watch? I'm going to name two here. The first one is Amrita by the Book. Amrita inserts written commentary into each video that she makes, and they're really quite funny. The other one is Martha from Self-Righteousness. Martha's written a couple of clever songs that she's blessed Booktube with. She has very interesting taste in books that she reviews. She loves puns, and of course, being a Xanth fan, you know that I love puns. And overall, I really enjoy watching her channel. Who is the best reviewer? Someone who will talk about a book and you will automatically add it to your TBR, even if you don't read from that genre. One of the best book reviewers that I've come across is Liam from Levity Books. He reads a lot of books that is really kind of outside of what I normally read. But I have added a lot of those books to my TBR because he is one of the best reviewers. Finally, which booktuber has reading taste that aligns with yours? Someone who you always go to for book racks. Going to name three channels here. The first one is Ian from B&B Books. The second one is Steve Talks About Books and Stuff. The third one is Andrew's Wizardly Reads. All three of these men have book tastes that are definitely very similar to mine. I am looking forward to watching more book reviews from them so that I can get recommendations for books that I want to read. And I'm also eager to hear what they think of books that I've already read. I do want to take the time to thank each and every one of you that has watched my videos over the past year, who has subscribed to my channel, who has liked my videos. This year has been really special to me. I'm going to put a few slides of people that I want to specifically thank. Thank you to anyone who has tagged me in a video in the past year. Thank you to anyone who has left a comment on one of my videos in the past year. Thank you to everyone who has publicly subscribed to me. As always, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. As a bonus for those of you who have made it this far into the video, I'm going to show you what it says on the back of this t-shirt.